Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Here we are for round four. Our opponent is here. I did not win the die roll this time, but we are going to mulligan this hand. It didn't have anything to go for us. No, I'm greedy, but not on the draw. This will work. This will give us a way to go after my opponent as well as Canadian Thresh. Canadian Thresh. Not exactly thrilled, but hey, we got basics. Let's go with this one, and we'll help him out. Days? Days. All right. Not exactly a deck that you want to be on the draw against. Very well built to operate at low mana costs. So, it is unfortunate but true. We'll go ahead and drop this down here. I'm not expecting a second Days, although he may have one. It's not exactly out of the realm of possibilities, especially now. Anything could happen at this point. Although, this is at least a brainstorm that gets a little bit less value. That's kind of the way you have to look at it. This guy, not a threat yet. He won't be a threat until later on in the game. Although I am expecting Bob to die. It's just what happens to Bob. We at least have an answer for anything else that he plays, like any creature outside of another one of these. And again, getting picked by 1/1 isn't the worst in the world. He's got 4 cards in there. When it turns into a 3/3, that's a whole other matter. I'm going to go ahead and drop this. That'll pay for the next days. And it also gives us a green mana. It does give him something that he can wasteland, but not something that I have to worry too much about. So we'll find out what happens here. We have green. Nope, we have a brainstorm. Looks like he may be out of things to do on his end. I'm assuming that he has stifles, which is why I haven't fetched yet. Better not to play something, try and play the Bob with the fetch up, and then him go daze, and me go pop, and him go stifle, and it's like, oh yay, there went my spell and my land. So, looks like he found another one and the Wasteland. There we go. He has tapped out now, so we will go ahead and get, provided we don't draw Liliana, we will get a green mana. Basic Forest, and bang bang. He is Thresh held, so good news is that 2 of the bolts are down there. We do now have the ability to start looking, and Mongoose are the only thing that will really deal us damage. What do we got coming in? Tarmogoyf! Alright, let's see. Yes, and always. Alright, so there's a Liliana as well as that. I'm actually going to play this guy. I can't play him and do that. So I think what I will end up doing is I'm going to keep the... Well, you're going back. Going for basics. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it hurts. I think that for right now, I just want to kill this Termagoyf. We're going to hope to see another card or another land. And if we don't, we will play the Lingering Souls. That will buy us some time. I'm not expecting a misdirection, but I'd rather not have my life total go too much lower. Another black source means that we can kill off the Mongoose as well, as of right now. There we go, get that out of there. We'll take a little bit of damage as opposed to a lot of damage. A second goose. Alright, those don't do it, so I'm going to pop these 2 back. Nope, we don't want any of those. And I'm going to play the Lingering Souls. This will buy us some more time. Really, we just need to get rid of those 2 cards in his yard. So, and that's kind of the goal at this point. So 1, 2. Need him to not draw more creatures. A third goose. Well, the geese are loose. So let me see here. If I keep that one, Let's just go ahead and drop this. Use a green for this one. Flash this back. That'll kill one goose. Oh, that's not good. 2, 3. There we go. Alright, so Deathrite Shaman gonna die. He's gonna leave me with a spirit. He left me with... Okay. There was something to not playing a land there. Let's go ahead and pop those back. I'm just gonna concede. If I didn't play the land, I could buy one more turn, in which case I would get another swords. Yeah, that doesn't do it. So... little too fast out of the gates for me there, buddy. Alright, let's try that again. Once more with feeling. We're just going to bring in this. I'm actually going to get rid of these ones. And I don't want these either. He's got burn in his deck. That's the worst thing that I could see. We're going to go with that. And you know what? We're going to go with this. Who knows what that could turn into. Sigarda, because outside of his goifs, this will stop everything. And all that we're trying to do is buy more time. I don't want to keep sacrificing my own life, though. So hopefully this all works out and we will be 100% set. Let's go ahead and play first. And I'm going to keep this hand. Obviously, I've got a first turn Bob, that thing that I wanted to use last time. And there we go. We want that one. F6. Do you have a lightning bolt? Yes. Well, guess what? This is terrible, by the way. You never want to do this because they typically have the days. Although on the draw, you expect them not to have it as much. So, yeah. Good news, everybody. We called it. Brainstorm, he does need a green mana. That used to be a viable way of actually dealing with this deck, was you'd get a green, you'd get the Tropical Island in their yard, and then you would go from there. So let's go ahead and drop this Knight because he will be somewhat big. It makes me wish that we had the Savannah as opposed to this. He's got a second Daze though, so that's okay. We're just going to keep on running stuff out there. All right, so here comes a Nimble Mongoose. There's a Thoughtseize. We know what this does. He's going to have it next turn anyway. Let's just make sure there aren't any more. I think this is pretty obvious. We take the Force. So we have to find something to deal with this. He's got Ponder, Brainstorm, Spell Pierce, or Spell Snare. So now he's got Brainstorm, Spell Snare, and then an X. Not exactly the life total that I want to have to deal with. Ironically, he noticed that we have a bunch of 2s. Don't care too much right now to use that. We're in a little bit more of a pickle than I typically want to ever be in. Although there's no way that I can know that he has 2 of those things. Also, mind you, he Brainstorm locked himself. And when I say that, I'm talking about in the beginning of the game, if you were not aware. That one's not going to be that helpful. We need to find something now. A body of sorts. Unfortunately, most of our bodies are 2s. Lingering Souls would cut it. Lingering Souls would buy us more time, which is more so what I want than anything. We have an answer to that. We just need the 2 extra mana and one of them to be a white or green. Come on, you can do this. Give me something. All right, I'll take a Bob. Bob eats a turn. Although it'll eat the spell pierce, snare, or whatever. Yeah, I figured. Bajuka Bog would also do it. I would kill for Bajuka Bog. Now I think we're pretty much boned at this point. What do we have that we could get? A Bayou. A Bayou. Let's take a look at what he's got. He's got a spell pierce. That's fine. I was originally going to kill my thing here, but unfortunately, no. What are you possibly worried about? I'm confused. Anybody else got an idea of what he's worried about? All right. There's a forgetful. I'm not dying to the forgetful. That one. That should make it clear to him. Yes. All right. So we 0-4'd this daily, which is perfectly fine. Well, I guess we 1-3'd it because one guy didn't show. No, I count that as 0-4'ing. All right. Let's see what that card would have been. It would have been a top. So if I did do this, I would have been able to look a little bit deeper and seen that. Which would have left us one land short in order to actually be able to do this. But we could have dropped that down, which would have still left us dead. So yeah, that's where that sits. If you have questions, comments, or concerns on that. We needed the land in order to be able to do it. Probably should have let this be the other thing. I could have killed that before it was a 3-3, although he would have had the force for it, so no, take that back, wouldn't have worked. Yeah, that's just where it is. All right, until next week. Well, actually, sometime during the middle of this week to make up for that last one. Probably have 1 or 2 practice games or 2-man queue games or something. It'll be with a different deck. There won't be an intro, so yeah. That's all right. Until next time, everybody. Have a good one. Bye-bye.